the 15th century, a time of change, a time of fear. The mighty Ottoman Empire, a force seemingly unstoppable, spread like wildfire across the east. From the depths of Anatolia, they emerged, their eyes set on the crumbling Byzantine Empire. Constantinople, the jewel of the East, fell. The Ottomans, under the banner of the crescent moon, were on the march. Europe trembled. Their armies, vast and disciplined, seemed invincible. The dreaded Janissaries, warriors taken young and molded for battle, struck fear into the hearts of their enemies. They were masters of gunpowder, wielding cannons and muskets with deadly effect. The once mighty Byzantine Empire was no more, swallowed whole by the Ottoman war machine. The Balkans, a region of rugged mountains and fertile valleys, became the new battleground. This land, a crossroads of cultures and empires, would witness the clash of titans. The Ottomans pushed westward, their sights set on the heart of Europe. Fear gripped Christendom, but from the ashes of defeat a hero would rise, a man who would stand against the tide, a man named John Hunyadi. John Hunyadi. His name would become synonymous with courage, with defiance, with hope itself. Born in the early 1400s, his origins are shrouded in mystery. Some whisper of noble blood, others of a more humble start. What we know for sure is that Hunyadi was a warrior born. He grew up in a land ravaged by war, where survival depended on a sharp sword and a keen mind. He learned the art of war firsthand, fighting alongside his men, facing down the Ottoman threat. Hunyadi rose quickly through the ranks. He was a natural leader, inspiring his men with his personal courage and tactical genius. His victories against the Ottomans were not just lucky breaks. They were the result of meticulous planning, cunning strategies, and an uncanny ability to predict his enemies' moves. His fame spread. From the hills of Transylvania to the courts of kings, Hunyadi's name was on everyone's lips. He became a symbol of resistance, a beacon of hope against the seemingly unstoppable Ottoman advance. The early 1440s saw Hunyadi's star truly begin to rise. These were not mere skirmishes, but decisive victories that sent shockwaves through the Ottoman ranks. At Transylvania, he routed an Ottoman force almost 3 times the size of his own. His tactics were revolutionary. He utilized the terrain to his advantage, ambushing Ottoman columns in narrow passes, turning their numerical superiority against them. At the Iron Gates, a narrow passage carved into the Carpathian Mountains, he crushed an Ottoman army attempting to invade his homeland. His victories were more than just military successes. They were a much-needed boost to Christian morale. Here at last was someone who could stand up to the Ottoman might. Hunyadi, the once obscure warrior, was now a hero, his name whispered with reverence and awe. The year 1444. Hunyadi led a crusade into the Balkans. His goal was to drive the Ottomans back across the Bosporus. He was joined by a coalition of European forces. Their campaign was initially successful. Victory followed victory as Hunyadi outmaneuvered the Ottomans. He liberated key cities, his forces swelling with each victory. But fate had a cruel twist in store. At Vana, Hunyadi's army met the full might of the Ottoman Empire. The battle was a disaster for the Crusaders. Outnumbered and outmaneuvered, they were crushed. The young king of Hungary, Ladislaus, lay dead on the battlefield. Hunyadi barely escaped with his life. Section 5. Defiance at Belgrade, a turning of the tide. The defeat at Vana was a crushing blow. Many believed that the Ottomans were now unstoppable, but not Hunyadi. He retreated to Hungary, rebuilding his army. He knew the Ottomans would soon come knocking at the gates of Europe. In 1456, Sultan Mehmed II set his sights on Belgrade. The fall of Belgrade would open the way for an Ottoman invasion of Central Europe. Hunyadi knew he had to make a stand. The siege of Belgrade was one of the most epic confrontations of the age. The Ottoman army, vast and well-equipped, surrounded the city. But Hunyadi had a trick up his sleeve. He assembled a ragtag army of peasants, knights, and mercenaries. Section 6. A legacy forged in blood, the price of victory. Hunyadi knew that he could not defeat the Ottomans in a straight fight. He had to resort to unconventional tactics to exploit every advantage he could find. He ordered his men to construct a flotilla of small, maneuverable ships armed with cannons. This makeshift fleet sailed down the Danube River and attacked the Ottoman ships blockading Belgrade. The attack was a success. The Ottoman blockade was broken, and supplies could once again flow into the besieged city. But the battle was far from over. Mehmed II, furious at this setback, launched a massive assault on the city walls. The fighting was hand-to-hand, brutal and relentless. Hunyadi, always at the forefront, led his men with incredible bravery. Just when it seemed that the Ottomans would break through, Hunyadi launched a daring counterattack. His forces, inspired by his leadership, surged out of the city, catching the Ottomans off guard. The attack was a decisive victory. The Ottoman army, demoralized and exhausted, retreated in disarray. Section 7, the legend lives on Hunyadi's enduring impact. Belgrade had been saved. The Ottoman advance into Europe had been halted, at least for now. Hunyadi, the hero of Christendom, had triumphed again, but his victory came at a terrible cost. Just weeks after the battle, Hunyadi succumbed to a fever that had been raging through the camp. He died on August 11, 1456, at the age of 47. His death was a devastating blow to Hungary and to all of Christendom, but his legacy lived on. Hunyadi was more than just a great general. He was a symbol of courage, of resilience, of what it meant to stand up for what you believe in, even against overwhelming odds. His victories inspired generations of Europeans to resist Ottoman expansion. His name became a rallying cry for those fighting for their freedom and their faith. He was and remains a national hero in Hungary, his name forever etched in the annals of history. Section 8, a final word, inspiration from the past. John Hunyadi's story is a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope remains. That one man, armed with courage, determination, and a keen mind, can make a difference. His life, though tragically cut short, serves as an inspiration to us all, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. So, the next time you face what seems like insurmountable odds, remember John Hunyadi, the warrior who defied